Right on. Let's get started then. Cool. Well, welcome everyone for joining us. Really excited today to have Marc Zeller from the Aave team, as well as Patrick Collins from the Chainlink team to join us. The agenda today is really to highlight a lot of the development and work that's been going into both the Chainlink and Aave ecosystems. We recently both participated in the ETH Global Hack Money Hackathon. There's over 110 projects submitted. A lot of those were using Aave. Quite a few were using Chainlink as well, and using both at the same time, which was really impressive. And that's really what we want to highlight today, is the work that these teams went in for the past month, grinding it out and putting out finished products. So we want to give them a chance to demo those for both the Aave and the Chainlink communities, as well as the greater blockchain community, and just highlight all the amazing work that's been going in. So we have 3 teams that will be presenting today. The first is going to be Learn and Earn. Learn and Earn was built by Victor, Jessa, Daniel, Edward, and me. And they're based out of a Canada team, as well as all around the world. And so a little bit about them, I'll let them describe, but it's a decentralized learning platform, which is really, really exciting. I saw that Stane over at Aave even tweeted about these guys, about the amazing work that they did. And if you really want to see the power of Chainlink and Aave together, this is a great project to check out. The second project is going to be CandyShop. It was created by Arth, Thrilok, and Vaibhav. And so they're DEX aggregator. They also integrated Chainlink VRF, so verifiable random function. So really cool project that we want to highlight. And then the final project that used both Aave and Chainlink is Deed, which is another decentralized educational platform that was made by Matthias, Flavio, and Rodrigo. So if you have questions for any of these teams as they're presenting, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the Learn and Earn team and let them give a little presentation. So just give me 1 second. Here we go. Okay, Edward. So I'm promoting you to panelist right now. Hey, Edward.
Hey, guys.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Cool. Yeah. Is there anyone else from your team? I don't think I saw. Oh, here's Jessa. Cool.
Maybe if it would help if the rest of my team would raise their hands up on the panel. I know Daniel and Meet should be on. Victor, unfortunately, is on a deadline to make a report, so he can't make it today.
Hey guys.
Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Cool. Well, Marc, do you want to maybe introduce the Learn and Earn team, and then we can get into their presentation?
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, first off, a big congrats to Aave for reaching 100 million users. This is amazing. And also a big congrats on Chainlink's first year anniversary on mainnet. So yeah, you guys are really leading the charge on DeFi and blockchain here. I want to share the screen. We're going to go through the video first, and then we'll happy to take some questions from the crowd. Oh, we just need to share screen. Keenan, do you mind if you could help us share a screen? Okay, perfect. Thanks. So we'll just play this very quickly.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Edward Bucci.
Oh, wait. Does everybody hear the sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
From Team Learn and Earn, I'm the designer. and I'll be running through the demo with you. We are a team of very talented developers and crypto researchers, and we have a special problem that we want to deal with in the world today. We want to help people save, because right now there's not a lot of systems helping us save money, and we want to solve the low completion rate for online learning courses. And we think we can solve it by using crypto economics and blockchain interface for that. So here are essentially the rules for our app, and you can see this further in our flow diagram over here. So how this all works is students as well as donors are able to fund a staking pool, and each staking pool is dedicated to a course. And while students learn the course for 3 months, that's how long it's locked in for. These same students, once they complete all the tests, are able to earn interest on the stake that they put down, and are also able to get their stake back. Students who don't finish, give it to students who do, and funds are returned to donors. Here's a very quick glance at our tech stack. We have Tortoise, Aave, and Chainlink. That's what we're after today. And for a demo, I'd love to share with you our video of our run through. Here's our student flow. Here, Meet is actually signing onto Khan Academy. We have a Chrome extension which is able to inject buttons and interact with the blockchain. From here, we also have a backend that manages the tests and the students staking in. Right here, we're at Art History, and we are going to learn and earn for this course. It's very simple. You go to a page where you have to pair your Tortoise wallet to the app, learn and earn. Then, while you're here, students are able to stake 100 DAI and be able to take tests. And this is a test very quickly, run through. So once the test is done, and every test has a little course. Once students pass the tests here, the idea is that they're more legible to gain the interest at the end of their term. You just need to complete the other tests in the time period allotted, which is 3 months. This is zoomed in 3 months later. What happens after 3 months? You pass all the courses. Well, you get your stake and your DAI for participating in this course. And here is the donor flow. Just very quickly, the intention here is that students can earn way more when a donor helps out as well. The idea is donors can give as much, any amount they want, and the DAI that's staked into these pools are really are going to funds that can support any course. The nice thing is they can support any program that they want, specifically if they want to. But I have to go back to this page over here. Let's see. In the future, we want to scale this up by giving alternate reward schemes, partnering with Moocs to get better courses. We want to also think of a revenue share with the interest that's gained, and profitability also by partnering with corporate donors. So yeah, check out our documentation at Notion right here. A big thank you to folks who helped us for this month.
So yeah, that was our video, and yeah, the amazing tech team that built it today were Jessa, Daniel, and Meet. Yeah, maybe when Meet's on, he could join on the call. We're ready to take on any questions about how this was built specifically when it comes to Chainlink and Aave.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks a lot for the presentation, Edward, and the whole learner and team. Marc, do you have any questions or want to ask them specifically anything?
I really love the project. I want to share that. And it's super cool that you can have donors that actually contribute to the earnings of the actual students. And the good thing with Aave and the A tokens, their architecture, is that you can seamlessly redirect the interest you earn directly to any contract address you want. So let's say I'm very rich and I have 1 million DAI, for example, and I want to support students for specific programs that I think are worth it. I want to spread knowledge for mass adoption. Well, I just have to click one button with Learn and Earn, for example, and then all the interest from my 1 million DAI will go directly to fund this initiative. And while I stay in full control of my 1 million DAI, or if I want to change my mind or just spend part of the money, and no money is locked, no capital is locked. And that's super powerful to have this kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool watching you guys' progress. I know that me and you, Edward, we were talking for a while before, and everything that you do within just the DeFi and blockchain space is really, really incredible, and definitely appreciated by the community. Does anyone have any questions from the audience for the Learn and Earn team? Feel free to drop them in the chat. One thing that I'm kind of curious about from your guys' perspective, Jessa, Edward, Daniel, what was your motivation to kind of build this, and like what kind of sparked the idea, or what made you want to kind of join the project and kind of get into the education space?
Do you want to? Okay, I'll go. So for me, I've been in the e-learning space for 5 or 6 years. I didn't specifically, I just knew I wanted to work on a project with Ed because he's super cool. And when he talked to me about how he wanted to tackle the problem of MOOC course completion, it really resonated with me because I have signed up for so many Coursera courses, and then just after like 2 weeks, I just abandoned them because I don't have the incentive to finish, or, you know, I'm not really putting anything at stake for myself other than my time. So I thought it was a really, really cool problem to tackle. So that's kind of my personal view on why I joined.
Yeah, sorry. I think Ed actually, well, I personally don't have any good reasons. But sorry, Ed, yeah, go ahead, Ed. Yeah.
No, Dan, I was letting you.
Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, you're the one who came up with it, so.
Well, with Victor's help. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we got one question here from the audience. Is there some sort of marketplace where you could see Learn and Earn opportunities exist across different learning platforms, or like different LMS type platforms? Is it only for like blockchain education, or could you see this kind of expanding into anything?
I think because we have the Chrome extension, it would have to most likely be courses that are offered in that capacity. So they are courses that you can access from your browser. Learning management systems usually live behind the scenes somewhere, and they're not accessible to lots of people to be able to participate in the game. So I would say just anything like Coursera or Khan Academy or Udemy, where you have access, or we have access to their content, and we can put Learn and Earn on those platforms, would make it easier for people to access Learn and Earn.
Cool. So,
As Jessa said,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, so far, all we've done is Khan Academy, but it's not courses that like any specific blockchain courses. It's just any courses. You know, the format is the same. We can inject the same buttons in the same places. So anything on Khan Academy currently works.
Right on. So one more question. So like with Aave, initially, like when you think of it, you think of it as like a lending, borrowing platform, and now you're kind of seeing it explode into this developer tool system as well. What was your experience like using Aave, and how did you like see the support from the team? And yeah, what was that experience like, and the change that you guys saw?
Well, if I may answer that, Aave seems fantastic. I just
Daniel, you're breaking up.
Oh, am I? Okay. Yeah. So, just to put it short, yeah, it's all great. It's pretty easy to use, and that I had to write the interfaces myself for using the like Aave token and so forth. So, I mean, that's the only possible thing that maybe they could improve on. But otherwise, everything is fantastic. It's great and easy to use. And, yeah. Sorry. Was I audible?
Yeah, somewhat. It's cool.
Sorry. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel was the one that really worked with Aave the most. So he'd be like, if everyone can kind of use their ears a little bit to hear what he said. I think what you meant, Daniel, was that the interface was easy for you to use, and that we didn't actually reach out to the Aave team that much. I don't think Daniel really reached out. He's like a whiz kid who just kind of figured it out on his own, but it's been really, yeah. So yeah, but it's really cool to be on this call and to get all the support. I would say I was really surprised that we won just because we didn't reach out that much. And but yeah, it was a really, really cool experience in using the platform. And we love that our use case fits so well with what you guys are up to.
Yeah, I also want to give a shout out to Victor Lee, who couldn't make it today, because his background is actually in research. He used to work for a pension fund, so he's really good at finding details, and that's where he really like discovered this problem of like MOOCs not like having having really bad completion rates, and that he also knew, because he's part of the Defy Toronto group, that Defy could really like solve this at the same time. And like if you go on our Notion board, a lot of like the research that he put together is there, and also the different kinds of payouts that students can get depending on how many how much students complete, how many donors are in. So yeah, like if anybody's curious about the model, you can check it out on our Notion. And going back to like the LMS platforms, as long as they're connected to the internet, right? As long as they can interact with the blockchain, I think we can make it work. And the nice thing about the extensions is that we just need to let the extension plug in buttons on any education platform. So if that's possible, we can make anything work.
Cool. Well, yeah, thank you team for sharing. Really excited. Is there anywhere that if anyone wants to follow your progress, that they can kind of see that?
Yeah, well, like you can follow our Notion board. We'll always be updating it, and if we're announcing any partnerships, we'll be putting it there. You can also follow us on Twitter. We all have our handles on online, and you could see us being retweeted by you guys on your amazing handles on Twitter. And
yeah, bug us if you have any questions.
Yeah, we're always available.
Cool. Yeah, we'll make sure to drop those links into the description afterwards, so everyone
cool.
Can, yeah. Marc, is there anything else that you want to ask or speak about?
Not at this time, but congrats again on what you built, and I can wait to see the project on mainnet and actually cheat it around me.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you guys taking your time, and it's really exciting to see.
Thank you.
Cool. So next
Thank
we'll be having the CandyShop team, and so Arth is going to be presenting from them. And then let me just add him and then remove the other team real fast. And then again, if you have questions, we also are monitoring the YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and have questions, feel free to drop them in there, and we'll be able to get those. And then everyone that's also on the Zoom, feel free to drop those questions into the Q&A. Hey, Arth.
Hi, guys.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Welcome. Patrick, do you want to introduce the shop team?
Yeah, so I had the luxury of chatting with the CandyShop team a little bit, slash arbs. There were a couple of name changes going on there before they kind of decided on what they wanted to do for the name. But yeah, basically just to introduce you guys again, to add on to what Keenan said, CandyShop, the idea is have a DEX aggregator. But the idea is it optimizes on efficiency by taking the arbitrage and by taking the profits from the arbitrage and splitting it basically into a lottery system. So every time you make a swap and there's an arbitrage opportunity, you basically get like a lottery ticket called a candy from these guys. And at the end of the lottery, you can cash out. One of the things that was really, really cool to see is that these guys used a verifiably random seed through the Chainlink VRF. So their lottery tickets are provably random, and there's no dependence or trusting on the Ethereum miners. It's completely random, which is awesome to see for trustlessness and DeFi, and we're really excited to have them here.
Cool.
Good to be here as well.
Yeah. So welcome, and then I think just to get you guys started, I think you said you came with a video. Is that correct as well?
No, I'm gonna give a presentation and then just
Perfect.
a demo right away.
All right, great. Sounds good. Take it away.
Yeah. Can you guys see my screen?
There we go.
Yeah. So CandyShop is a DEX aggregator, but we added a twist on top of it. What it does is it creates a wrapper on top of existing DEXs, and the purpose is to reduce the loss caused due to slippage. It gamifies the action of performing swaps by distributing lottery tickets, and then the users are eligible to win. And it lets anyone sponsor the lottery pool, basically. So it can increase, basically to boost liquidity. So how is the slippage reduced? Whenever a user is performing a swap, it automatically performs an arbitrage if there's an opportunity. And part of the arbitrage is returned back to the user. For gamifying it, the users get lottery tickets, which we are calling candies, for performing swaps, and the remaining part of the arbitrage profit that is not returned to the user is contributed to the lottery pool. This lottery pool is committed to Aave for earning interest, and at the end of the lottery period, it is a winner is picked using the verifiable randomness from Chainlink, and yeah, he gets all the lottery. How does increasing liquidity work? So any token creators or liquidity pool liquidity providers, they can basically sponsor the lottery pool. So a larger lottery pool ends up incentivizing more trades because there's a larger lottery to win. And it is something similar to the trading contest that centralized exchanges used to hold. So something on those lines. So right now, CandyShop is is not yet ready for the mainnet, but we have a deployment on Ropsten. I'll show a demo over there. Yeah. So basically, what happens is you have an interface like this. We forked it from Uniswap, so mostly very similar. You can just select any token over here, and you enter the amount of swap that you want to do. So initially it shows you the Uniswap exchange rate. Currently we have integrated on top of it only. So it shows the Uniswap exchange rate, and when I'm performing swap, I'll just speed it up. Yeah, so when I perform a swap, when it goes through, we'll see that the exchange rate turns out to be actually better than this. So currently 1 ETH is 36.41. But like when we performed the swap from CandyShop, 1 ETH was 39.22 GRPS. So we ended up getting a better exchange rate. And similarly, there's a mechanism to sponsor the pool. So you just come here and you say you want to sponsor how much amount, and you can just go ahead and do that. Yeah, so this is currently deployed on Dropston. We still have things under development. Yeah, I'll just quickly get to that as well. So the 100 die got added to the lottery pool, as you can see. So we have just integrated one exchange as of now. So we want to split it across multiple exchanges. We want to enable sponsoring individual prize pools. So currently there's just one. Then we want to do it for individual tokens so that any token creators can sponsor just their pool. And then we need to work on the web interface, which is right now just forked and not suited for our purpose. So we need to work on that. And we are a team of 3. So there's Vaibhav Chelani, Thrilok Kumar, and me, Arth Patel. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're open. I'm open to questions. If you guys have any.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for that. That's it's pretty cool to see, like basically right in front of our faces, like, hey, here it is. It's on testnet. Here's how it works. We're going to go to mainnet soon, and this is basically what it's going to look like. I think that's fantastic. So yeah, so we'll look for any questions from the audience, but while we're looking for some of those questions, I know we had the chance to already chat a little bit before this, but talk to me a little bit about implementing the VRFs. I know the Chainlink VRF actually launched kind of midway through the hackathon, and that's when you were like, oh wow, like this is perfect.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah, so we were actually figuring out how to do it. So initially we just thought we'll use a Chainlink Oracle or something, but then the VRFs came in. So there's this Thrilok on our team. He's pretty good with contracts and everything. So he just went, he just figured it out immediately and got it integrated. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, the timing that worked out just really well,
Yeah.
really well. That the
yeah. So now it benefits because the whole thing becomes on chain now. We don't have to trust any other part, and so it just kind of fits into the whole DeFi motivation. So like, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it looks like we have a question actually from Cole. Hey, how's it going, Cole? Or from Andrew Schmidt. I'm not sure. Could you explain a little more how the pool sponsoring works?
Pool sponsoring. So basically, when a user is performing swap and we do the arbitrage to get some profit. So that profit is right now it is being split in 80-20. 80% of it is returned back to the user and 20% of it is used to sponsor the lottery pool. So this is like the basic version, but if someone wants to sponsor their tokens lottery pool, we want to enable that as well. Like he can just come in and say, I want to increase liquidity for my pool, and yeah, he can sponsor the pool. So something like that.
So it sounds like these are some of the next steps that you guys are planning on building out.
Yeah, currently there's just one lottery pool for all tokens. We want to split it up into individual tokens so that people can sponsor individual ones. But currently what it does is like for performing any swap, it keeps keeps contributing to the same pool.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So another question from the audience. Hey, Arth, if you could please discuss the motivation behind the idea. How did you narrow it down? How did you guys come up with this?
Yeah, so what we were thinking is like there's always slippage when we are performing swaps on DEX, and then why let arbitragers take away the profit from it? We could return it back to the user. So that's where the arbitrage idea came up. But then we want, so one other thing to reduce arbitrage would be to increase the liquidity providers, like the amount of liquidity in the pool. So for them, basically to incentivize, so for that liquidity providers, they wanted to have a large trading volume, and to incentivize trading, we wanted to kind of gamify it and introduce a lottery and everything. So yeah, mostly that.
Cool. Well, thanks, Arth. We're really excited about your work in implementing VRF. It's really cool to see different use cases that we didn't even think of when we were first developing and launching it. So great work. I'm really excited to see where it goes in the future.
Yeah, really nice.
Cool. So next, we're going to be having Deed presenting Decentralized Education Platform, who also used Chainlink and Aave. And so let me bring on Matthias and the rest of the Deed team really quick. Hey, Matthias.
Hello, all.
Hey.
Nice to be here. Thanks for this opportunity. I'm here together with Rodrigo and Flavio.
Yep, they should be
on the call as well.
Right now.
Yeah, great. So I'm going to share my screen to play the video. Okay. Hello. We've built a Deed, a decentralized university powered by Defy. I'm Matheus. I'm here together with Flavio and Rodrigo. We built a pool together for education where students can stake DAI to take courses and earn money for completing them. Also, this application can be used to deploy fully working universities 100% online using smart contracts. Students can stake DAI in the classroom that's going to be invested in generate returns during the course. A student that complete the course will get a share from the interest, but you only need to submit an answer to get your DAI back. Teachers will get his cut, but the students that don't submit an answer will have their principal sent to the university. This principal is going to be locked inside the university fund, and this fund also receives resources from donations and a cut from teachers' earnings. This locked DAI will generate interest that can be used to give grants, fuel GSN, pay staff, and reinvest in endowment. In the application, you can connect to the university using portals and access all the classrooms listed there. The application fetched the data from ENS to fill descriptions and images for classrooms and even students. When entering a classroom with an address that is owner for that classroom, you can access the dashboard for management and set up all the parameters you want for that classroom. The teacher can set up the records in the ENS, but also the parameters of the classroom, like the principal cut, the cut from the success pool, and how much is going to be invested on Aave or compound. These settings must be set before the course is open for applications. The teacher can trade between DAI and Link using Uniswap. Link is needed to call Chainlink oracles to generate seed for random numbers and also for timestamp and alarm clocks. When a student enters in a classroom page, he can apply to the course. If he don't have the money to pay for the course, he can ask for a grant manager. Just need to find the address and have the score for that, or you can make the deposit of the payment in DAI that's going to be locked in the course until the end of the duration set by the teacher of this classroom. Students also have a page with their own information where they can buy and sell Ether for DAI using Uniswap if they need to. Using Saya Skynet, students can get access to the material that teachers uploaded. This material should be used to solve the challenge of that classroom. The student need to build and deploy a contract and call a solve function for that challenge to solve his own unique seed in order to be successful in this classroom. If he does so, he can earn the successful pool prize. When the course ends, all the investments are redeemed and transferred, and the student can claim his investments in this classroom. The funds that go to the university are used, for example, to pay for related calls using the GSN. Automated or operated fund managers can put this money to earn interest, like borrowing and lending from Compound or Aave, by providing liquidity for Uniswap pools, or by just leveraging token positions. Thank you very much.
All right.
So this was the demo presentation. If you let me just explain a bit about why we did it, right? A short explanation of that. Basically, we wanted to onboard more people on the scene for blockchain development. So having a specific way to reward people for learning Solidity and other derivative things that you can see that the challenge is correct or not using a smart contract for that. So this was our first approach, and we wanted to put it in 2 DeFi circles on that one, because having donations or just interest from on Compound on Aave is not enough to generate enough rewards for students. So using a second DeFi circle that accumulates over months and years in an endowment can really empower that, because instead of having only the funds from a few people earning interest, you can have the funds from a whole university operation on that. And this can gather much more interest being generated and reward much more students on that endeavor than just the single DeFi circle.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. And just to add a little bit more context, I know we had the Learn and Earn. I'll go a little bit before Deed here. Whereas Learn and Earn is kind of more of a, hey, you know, we can integrate blockchain with any learning platform. You know, Deed's different in the sense they're like, hey, no, we're having an entire university on the blockchain, making this really scalable. You know, anybody can add their content to this university and build it up. And, you know, they're doing that, getting the random numbers through Chainlink so that people have random homeworks, and getting, you know, with the Chainlink alarm clocks as well. So say, hey, you know, here's when it's due. You better turn your paperwork in. Just a lot of really, really cool things, really cool ideas being implemented here, and doubling down on the fact, hey, you know, there's a lot of issues in education and learning that the blockchain can solve, and there are tons of different approaches. So yeah, this is fantastic, and thank you for building this and doing the demo right there. So are there any questions from the audience here? I have one in queue if nobody jumps in.
I really love the fact that more and more projects are just adopting, if they have any RNG needs, they're just adopting the Chainlink solution for that. It's becoming more and more a standard. And that was something that was really needed, because RNG is like one of the biggest needs into crypto and into apps, and having an on-chain solution for that is just crazy good.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll ask a question that was asked to me. For your team here, and I know, again, we had the luxury to talk a little bit before. I know the background here, there's a lot of mechanical engineers, actually. As far as when you guys actually built, you know, with Solidity, what were your favorite tools for developing with DeFi?
You mean for composing the stack, the architectural stack, or for building itself, or putting code together?
Yeah, you know, either one.
Well, for the DeFi composability, I really loved Aave and Uniswap for the ease of documentation. And of course, for Oracle's Chainlink is the top of mind, the go-to, as we have said on our last call, opening here in public, having the same way, the same functions to implement as much oracles I'm going to need on my application is a very strong win for Chainlink as well. So if you are implementing one oracle, okay, you might even choose, but if you are for two or more, go for Chainlink because that's where the architecture is so well streamlined. For the developing itself, I really love to use Buildler. I did never experiment it before. I was always going for Truffle, my first choose, but this hackathon, we started to experiment with Buildler and I really loved it. The way I can run tests in the Buildler EVM and get like console log, something that's so powerful that it wasn't possible before. So it was a really sweet addition for our technological stack for building as well.
Cool.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks for that answer. One question that just dropped into the YouTube, really neat idea and needed idea. This is from Andrew Schmidt. I could see Deed working great at scale. So how do you guys plan to onboard new universities and courses and different online programs to continue this down the road?
Yeah, we have started a few weeks ago to draw a roadmap. The first most important step is to get this hack and turn it into a product, like making the marketing material, making the branding and everything else. And one very important step on that definition is choosing our focus target, because now, as you have seen in the presentation, we have three focus: the student, the teacher, and the entrepreneurs. So we could get people to run their own university, like integrating with a lot of different partners, and even like we are having a lot of movement on the education scenario inside blockchain. So even like plug together with Learn and Earn, great project you guys did, and plugging together with other people on that entrepreneur faucet should be a possible focus. Or we can shift to just, hey, let's build our first instance, and this is going to be the Deed University, and let's put as much students and teachers as we can first. And this is a very different focus, and we still need to figure out where should we go, basing on how much funding should we get, or how much traction should we get on different communities, you know.
Cool. Well, great guys. It's really exciting to see your project and seeing it continue developing. Is there a place that people can continue seeing your guys' development?
Yeah, we have run a demonstration. It's online. You can check the Hacker Showcase, but you can just go for a Deed dot. I don't have a way to write it, but it's the number 4 for Arcadia is our website, company website.com. So deed.forcadia.com, you can see the demonstration at that. And also we have been working on like yes, thanks. There's a chat feature here. I don't know if the guys from YouTube can see it, but we also behind this project have a foundation for building open code as well. So if you guys are interested in joining the team, building the future together, just send an email or reach us on Discord, LinkedIn, or whatever you want, and let's hope in and let's build this decentralized future together.
Love it. Awesome, guys. Well, really appreciate you guys taking your time, and excited to see this continue forward. Congratulations on all the success.
Nice.
Thank you.
Cool,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. Cool. Yeah, the amazing group of projects, and there's some more too that didn't get the opportunity now. We can do some more meetups down the road. but it's really fascinating just to see how to implement parts of Aave with parts of Chainlink and parts of this platform, and how the DeFi space and decentralized finance and Ethereum and blockchain smart contracts in general are all just growing and flourishing incredibly. Marc, I know that you've been around in this space for a very long time and developing. What are some of your favorite DeFi tools or things that you're kind of noticing of trends within the Ethereum and decentralized space?
You mean about project or developer tools?
Just development tools and projects.
Basically, as the formatted like decentralized education that project say builder is like super exciting and really interesting. We had during actually, I think it was the Hack Money, someone that built a plugin especially for DeFi for VS Code. So for Visual Studio, and it's just such a game changer because it recognizes directly if an address is on mainnet, on runtime, it knows all the ABI for the tokens, and it just like saves so much time when you want to build. And obviously, Truffle is like something that you should use at some point. And I think Truffle helped Ethereum ship projects for years now.
Yeah, the VS Code plugin, that was a game-changing product that came out and is already getting used. If someone was just getting into, say that they're maybe like in web development as like a software engineer, and they're like, hey, this decentralized, this crypto stuff, this is kind of cool. Where would you recommend someone start?
My personal recommendation will be you don't need to dive down into Solidity right now. If you have no former experience to manage the smart contracts, you will have a much better time to actually try to interact with the DeFi protocol if you learn the stack of EtherJS, for example. If you have a bit of background in JavaScript, well, learning EtherJS is only a few hours of your time to add those skills into your skill set. And then you can directly plug yourself and do some transaction into Aave, and then take the 8 tokens and swap it on Uniswap, and all of that with a few lines of code. And it helps you understand the concept of gas, the concept of nonce, all this kind of concept you need to apprehend when you use Ethereum. And I think it's the best first step to, after that, maybe dive down into Solidity or Viper to actually build contract. But interacting with contract as the first step is a great start, I think.
Cool. Yeah. We'll drop those links in the description afterwards in this video, so other people can check that tool out. But you don't hear that most of the time. Like a lot of people are like, dive into Solidity, and it's like that might not be the best step. It might be a little intimidating. No matter how skilled of a software engineer or web developer that you might be. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Aave since you guys first launched, and it's really exciting to see the progress of your guys' platform and the skyrocketing growth. I think everyone's really interested. You can kind of see some things on your platform with coming soon with like token sets. You guys just launched Uniswap pools. What other development and what else can you tell us about the growth of Aave and what you guys are working on right now?
I think what we also understood with the project presented now is that Ethereum is at a point right now where we need to, it's better to have synergy than to reinvent everything. Like, for example, we are a financial protocol, so having price field is super critical for us. And we have two choices, spend years and years to build something on our own, or use the industry standard, which is sending to our price feed and secure our network. Well, by choosing Chainlink, we gain like months or years of development. We have a secure platform, and it's super incredible because we can focus on our core features. And that's the main thing right now in Ethereum. You don't have to reinvent everything. You want to have a core use case, you can use Aave liquidity. We can create synergy with the other protocols. So token set is here. There's a lot of community there. Then why not use our token set as collateral in order to leverage long? or simply borrow some stable coins and cover your spending without hurting your trading position. And what we can expect from Aave this year is more and more bridges with other protocol, because we do not believe in walled garden. Like, we don't think that decentralized finance is all about keeping users and chain inside the protocol. We think of the complete opposite, that you should be completely the owner of your money and free to find the best opportunities. So basically our job is to make sure that the best opportunities are inside Aave.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for that answer. If people want to follow Aave's progress and join your channels, what is the best place for people to start, and how to follow that?
We have the awesome list, which is a community resource repository on GitHub that lists all the projects that are integrating Aave and all the best link to go to. I think it's a good first step. The second step will be like our Medium blog post, because we centralize, to be said, the information and the news there. And feel free to follow us on Twitter. We love to speak to our community directly there, and obviously we have Discord.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. Is there anything else that maybe you want to add, Marc or Patrick? No.
Not on my side.
Cool. Well, hey man, we really appreciate you coming. It's amazing and really exciting to see the growth of Aave. Huge fan. Really excited. Appreciate all the answers. Shout out to all the teams that were able to present today, and shout out to all the other teams that just competed and are out there building. It's what the ecosystem needs. It's amazing to see, and it seems like every single ETH hackathon there's more and more teams building, and that's the only way that we're going to be able to continue growing. Marc, if you have a presentation, I'm happy. We have time if you want to share.
I will be more than happy to, and don't worry, I will make it quick.
Yeah. Plenty of time.
Can I share my screen now?
Yeah, you should be able to share it.
And here. I just wanted to take a few minutes to present, because it's a developer meetup, and if you wish to build on Defy, maybe share our experience as a happy Chainlink customer. So Aave and Chainlink allow us, as I said, to focus on our projects. Chainlink provided decentralized oracles, so decentralized pricing, and we do believe that it's the holy grail of crypto. Having decentralized oracles were a need inside the blockchain ecosystem for years, and Chainlink provide them for us since they reach mainnet. And that way we can focus on our projects and feel safe with their pricing. And especially it works when things go well, but when things go bad and the network have some issue, Chainlink proved itself to be a very highly reliable partner. So basically what happened during the Black Thursday events, which was a sharp decline of the price valuation of most tokens in crypto, and also a sharp increase on the gas price of the transaction. So basically the whole Ethereum network was completely congested. And during the whole Black Thursday event, we had regular and highly reliable price feed data that come from Chainlink. So the end result is that we suffered a nominal amount of liquidation that was pretty standard given the situation, while other DeFi actors had like some huge loss, like MakerDAO, which amount for $4.5 million. And I do believe that synergy done right just work, because when we think of it, every integration on Aave is also a Chainlink integration, because each new decentralized application that use A tokens, which is the Aave version of the token deposit on our platform, well, the price fees to do that is Chainlink behind the hood. And that's why we are a proud sponsor of Open Price Feed. And if you have a new project and you have a developer, well, feel free to go to feed.chain.link to retrieve the price feed we sponsor. And we are not the only sponsor. Chainlink is an industry standard, so you will see big names there on the sponsors. And the result of that is that in 6 months, we went from $0 to $100 million market size. We reached the Defy top 4. And I really believe that Chainlink is part of our success, because it was easier to ship our roadmap and to be focused on our core feature because we were secure about Chainlink fields. That's only the only thing I wanted to share about our successful relationship with Chainlink.
Thanks, Marc. Yeah, we're really appreciate that. And yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we can't do it without each other. Can't do it without the Aave community and the Chainlink community and both of our development teams and everyone that went into helping this meetup come together, from Isa and Irene and everyone else on the team. It's a pleasure working with you guys, and it's incredible to see the development work that you guys have been able to put in, and just continuous growth and just building. And it's great to see. There's one question in the audience. Andrew says, Marc, what's your favorite use of the Aave Uniswap pool?
Well, I'm feeling mandatory to say the link ETH Uniswap token because actually you can like provide link and ETH liquidity into Uniswap, them into Uni tokens for that, then use it as collateral at Aave, and obviously that might be a good idea to borrow stable coins to buy more link and ETH and provide liquidity again. And you enter on a leverage long, which is 50% exposed to the link price variation. So it's much safer than just a 100% leverage long, but it's an interesting tool for traders. Obviously, it's not a financial advice.
Cool. Sweet. Well, I think this wraps it up. Really appreciate your time, Marc. I know you're really busy and building and doing a lot of things. So thanks for your time. And thanks Aave and the entire Aave team for all of your support and all the continued development. Again, it's amazing to see. It's really exciting, and love that we can be able to work together. And so I think that wraps it up. We'll drop all the links and do a little editing and put it into the video. And then make sure to follow the Aave community and join the Chainlink community. And then we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Thank everyone so much.